Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's begin our today's topic that is the search for an independent foreign policy. Okay, so basically, I have taken out this video because this one page is a very confusing for children of 8th class, and I have seen that in my time also. I was so confused to understand to read this because I didn't know any of the terms mentioned in this paragraph. But today I'm going to explain you what is about the Cold War thing here mentioned. Okay, so Cold War is not that popular as World War First and World War Second, but it is very popular and it was very dangerous and devastating too. Now let's begin. Now you must be thinking, what is this Cold War I'm saying? What is this COLD Cold War? So basically, in 19, as we have studied that First World War was between 1914 to 1918, right? Then Second World War came, and that was between 1939 here 1939 to 45. Now, here comes your last, not last, but yeah, the most extensive or long duration war, that was your Cold War, okay, which was between, which was here, yeah, which was between 1946 to 1991. Okay, this was the duration. It was a huge time duration between 1946 to 1991. So basically, this Cold War was mainly between two countries, that was Soviet Union, which we in short form it is USSR, USSR, and then here comes your USC. Okay, these were the two. So basically, in this Cold War, it was an indirect war between the USSR and USA. Both of the countries were making their alignments. Like, for example, if there is a country, just for an example, you may take Iraq. Okay, Iraq stood for USSR. Okay, Iraq stood for USSR. Then US will kill Iraq or fight with Iraq, not with USSR directly. It will indirectly fight with Iraq. Why did you allied with USSR? Okay, and if Canada took support of USA, then USSR will fight with Canada. Why did you took support of USA? Why are you allied with USA? Okay, so this is how it was an indirect war between USSR and USA. Both of the countries directly were not directly fighting with each other. Were not directly fighting with each other. They're indirectly fighting with each other. Like if Canada took support of USA, then USSR will fight with Canada, not with USA. And if Iraq took support of USSR, then USA will fight with Iraq, not USSR. Okay, so this is how this Cold War was. Now this Cold War has a lot of things, and we'll study about it later. Okay, now it is saying that in the 19 as a lot of countries at the end of 1945 year, the a newly born new international body was established in throughout the world, that was United Nations, which was UN. Okay, United Nations. Now this United Nations was in its infancy, means it was so new that it didn't know how to manage such things and how to take steps, how to do a lot of things. And in the 1950s and 1960s time period was the emergence of Cold War, means Cold War was emerging at that time, and a lot of countries has just been independent from the colonial rulers and all of that. So a lot of countries didn't know how to manage such things. Now what happened that a lot both of these countries, as I told you, USSR and US, why were they fighting with each other? Okay, why was USSR was fighting with the USA? Do they have any historical or some past glitches? No, it wasn't that. It was just that USSR wanted its world of wanted all the countries of world move according or work according to USSR, and USA also wanted the same, that all the countries of world should be working according to USA. Okay, they both wanted power all over the world. Okay, so this was the first world. This was the second world. Okay, they wanted those countries with were USA, with were being with USA, was a part of the first world, and the USSR and the countries who are being allied to USSR, those were the part of second world. Second world, not war. Second world. Okay. Now it comes to India. Now what should India do? India was so confused. Our Prime Minister at that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, was so confused that he thought that he should be making a third world. Okay, so this is not basically third world. What he did, he began a non-alignment movement. He began a non-alignment movement, in short form NAM. Okay, and after finding that he was the India is the only one who is in this non-aligned movement, was just he also asked other countries such as Indonesia and Ghana. Here the countries are mentioned also, Egypt, Yugoslavia. All these countries were being a part of non-aligned movement, and urged countries not to join either of the two major alliances. They urged other countries not to join any alliance, join non-aligned movement, don't be a part of any world. You have to be your own world, you should be in your own world. Okay, but this policy of staying away from alliances was not a matter of remaining isolated or neutral. The former means remaining aloof from world affairs, whereas non aligned countries such as India played an active role in mediating between the American and Soviet alliances. So basically, it is telling that, does that mean that this third world means in which India, Yugoslavia, Indonesia, Ghana, and India, these countries are live, these countries are a part of this NAM, non-aligned movement? Is NAM will be isolated or will not being a part of any of the things? Any, it will do its own work, own country, and not do not will not put attention towards the first world and second world, that is USSR and USA. So that wasn't true. It means that being a part of NAM, the countries in NAM have to urge other countries who are being allied with the main powers. They have to urge to them that don't be a part of it, and they are the countries in this non-aligned movement have to play an active role between mediating, means between keeping calm and peace between both the countries, USSR and USA, should try at least to have some peace between both of the countries. Okay, so this was the work of NAM, and Jawaharlal Nehru played an active role. India played an active role. Here India played an active role is basically that Jawaharlal Nehru played an active role because Jawaharlal Nehru presented India on his behalf, because after independence, India did not have any foreign minister. So Jawaharlal Nehru was the foreign minister as well as the prime minister of India. Okay, so he went outside for anything happening to India. If something is going on between the whole world and have to be talked about, have to be consulted about, so he used to go there. They tried to prevent war, often taking a humanitarian and moral stand against war. However, for one reason or another, moral stand against war. Sorry, for one reason or another, many non-aligned countries, including India, got involved in war. So it is saying, after all of this, India also tried not to be a part of it, be a part of just NAM, non-aligned movement. But anyhow, they also became a part of Cold War. Okay, so I'll just give you a short notice about. I'll just give you a short, brief explanation of this, that how India became a part of Cold War as well as. So what happened that USSR, if you see in the map, world map, here you see in the world map. Okay, so basically what happened that this area, these were the countries, United States and Russia, which were fighting with each other. Okay, so United States went over went one route to get to Russia, or you that Russia, earlier known as Soviet Unions, was this way, and the other way was. So here you see, okay. So here you can see that one way was of US to go to Russia was here. Yes, one way of going to Russia was this, and the other way was this. So obviously this one was the longer route. So everyone will prefer to fight with this route, US and Russia both. But what happened, what used to happen, that this area at that time was wholly covered with snow, okay? Was totally covered with snow. So Russia wasn't able to fight with this area to US, okay? And it has to prefer the other route, which was the longer one. So now what happened that United States already was here to fight with Russia. Okay, he can enter from this path. It can enter from this path to in Russia, but wasn't able to do that. So Russia went from the other route. Now how that happened? So basically, United when Russia was coming, United States thought that we should cover Russia from both of the sides. So what he did from US, he uh, he talked to Sri Lanka. Okay, he thought United States thought that we should talk to some other country, so that there we could able to fight with the or we could put an eye towards the Soviet Union's army. Okay, so here is your Sri Lanka. So what America did, America talked with Sri Lanka and also influenced it to be a part of this, and did a lot of things for Sri Lanka to develop Sri Lanka, and made a radio station there. Asked Sri Lanka to have a radio station there. So Sri Lanka allowed, and then Russia and India were having secret friendship. Okay, it was, and still they have a very good friendship between India and Russia. So Russia's prime minister asked India's prime minister to help throughout this. So India anyhow, it has a long story. So India anyhow influenced Sri Lanka to not to be a part of it, and Sri Lanka then took off from this Cold War, and it came then after then United States thought that what should be its next step. Then it target towards Nepal. Okay, because in the Nepal it thought that in Nepal he would be able to even target Russia, China and India, because India took enemy ship from uh, US by helping Russia, right? And from China as well, because China was being a part of it. It has also a long story. You will be getting to know after some time. So then it came to Nepal, but still in the Nepal it didn't work that much, and Indian army, Chinese army, and then it was almost end because nothing was able to happen because Chinese army took off in Nepal, and they fired there a lot of things. They destroyed almost Nepalis and all of that. And then after this much destruction from China, before getting US in the Nepal, before getting US radio station in Nepal, then Nepal didn't disallowed US to not to be a part of it, to not come in Nepal and leave it. So this is how it almost ended, and there's a huge story. As you can see, it was a long duration between the Cold War. It has a long duration war. So it was an indirect war between which states? US and Russia. Okay, so that was all. I hope you got it. And if you have any kind of question, doubt, or anything, please mention in the comment section. I'll help you. Thank you. Have a good day.